Hey everyone, welcome to Kaala Radio episode 6. And you've noticed by now that
That's not my beautiful voice.
No, it's not. I'm not British, and I don't have Tom's warm...
Or Tom's beautiful voice.
I believe the word we've been using is dulcet.
Dulcet, yes.
Dulcet tones of Tom's posh British accent. Although
posh.
He would probably argue with the posh part.
Yeah, he would, but we already said
But since he's not here, we get to say all kinds of crazy things about him. But we won't. Instead, we're just going to make this introduction, and we will be introducing the track titles throughout the episode. Later on, you will hear Tom interviewing our special guest, but we'll save that for later. First track is what?
Magane, playing Into the Fire.
I love that enthusiasm. All right, folks, enjoy.
Okay, welcome back to Kaala Radio. You just heard Pentagram with Demoniac Possession?
Yes, Demoniac Possession.
All right, and you hear a new voice in the studio as well. This, as well as having Aaron, the filthy, flea-ridden dirtbag, and Matt Wetmouth Ketchum.
Ah.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
I hate that so
we're
much.
joined by, today, this is a cool one, actually. Like, this is kind of... interesting. We're joined by a Tokyo venue regular. You'll see him around if you come over here. He is the bassist and singer for Baphomet, and I know you were in an old band back in Chile as well. Was that Batallion?
Exactly, Batallion.
Okay, all right. Welcome to the studio, Pablo.
We were talking about you not long ago on a segment that may or may not be an internet-only thing because we were swearing just left, right, and center.
Yes, that one.
But Makoto was there, and it was a lot of fun. And Matt told us a story about you sending a tape to a German fellow many, many years ago.
The story is this one. Many years ago, I don't remember how, but I got in touch with this Florian Grill, a German guy. He was doing a fanzine called Thrash Attack.
Thrash Attack, right.
But at the beginning, we made some tape trading.
Oh,
It was already on the
year
internet.
Was this?
No, this was maybe 2005, something like that. But it was already internet era. But some people still want to keep the old way, so we continue. We still continue making some tape trading. Tape something like it, but like the handwriting and stuff.
Yeah. And like the little side bit, like artistfully done.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So,
Okay. So just to put this
Jean-Claude, you're back. Thank you.
just to put this into perspective, each and every one of us was out last night.
At the same show.
At the same show, which was awesome. We talked about it already. The Neuroticus, Wretch, Desecravity. You guys did your thing. You probably all got wrecked somewhere. I spent the night in a hotel lobby. An airport lobby. It was all good fun. But yeah, so it seems we're the droopy Black Eye Club right now. Anyway, Pablo, carry on about your German friend.
So you were trading tapes with this German fellow.
Exactly, I record to him a lot of Chilean metal stuff, like very old thrash metal demos from end of the 80s, beginning from the first middle of the 90s.
Awesome.
And
he was
during
giving
that
you
trade,
German metal of the same era in return.
And during that trade, he told me about his Thrash Attack fanzine. So at that time also I think we just released a promo tape from Battalion, from my old band. So I sent to him that tape together with some rehearsal stuff. So Florian, this guy Flo, he sent me the Thrash Attack fanzine months later. Then we lost contact after that.
Okay.
After that, I kept sending some promos and stuff, but I don't know why, but I just finished.
Right, sure.
Yeah, it happens. Especially when you're doing like snail mail.
Yeah, exactly. And also years later, also I moved.
And moving a couple of thousand
literally
miles.
the other side of the planet from South America.
Exactly.
So fast forward 11 years later, you live in Saitama, just north of Tokyo, or you work in you live and work in Saitama.
Yeah, live and work in Saitama.
And then what happens one day? I'm
So
doing my Barbara Walters impersonation.
So by the way,
tell us about what happened.
by the way, I work in some kind of like street, like commercial district. So I meet foreigners every day. But there was this blonde guy who was with his girlfriend walking around, and that day I was wearing some Sabbath shirt.
The Japanese.
The Japanese Sabbath. So he walked by and like usually, you want to take a look? By the way, it's all kind of souvenir and handcraft stuff. So do you want to take a look at this stuff? It's handmade, made all in Japan using precious stone and stuff. So he went, thank you. So he walked.
Oh, he left.
Yes, but through it's like one way commercial literacy. So you have to go back.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So when he came
was coming back,
he told me, nice shirt. He said, and yours too. He was wearing a Celtic Frost shirt.
Okay, cool.
So,
nice.
So we started talking. How long have you been in Japan? I just came a few days ago. he was traveling with, doing kind of Asian tour, traveling to different countries. And I told him, well, I've been in Japan in 6 years. So, oh, you like, oh, I love Japanese metal and stuff. Oh, yeah, you see, Sabbath. I really love Sabbath, man. So we talked a very long time.
Really?
But suddenly I said, oh, man, if you want, we could meet. I can give you some rehearsal stuff of my new band. What's the name of your band? It's called Baphomet. But many years ago, I was playing also in another band called Batallion. At that moment, this guy said, "Oh, really? I know your band. I got Batallion. I know Batallion. I got a demo tape from the vocals many years ago from my fanzine. And I was thinking, you are Flora? You are Florian?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
No.
shit! It was a really crazy story, man. The wall is small.
Yeah.
Metal connection.
Well, and then you took him to the show too.
Yes.
What was that? What show? That was at Earthdom. I can't remember who was playing.
It was Duro. It was playing.
Was it
Duro
Duro?
that
Oh,
night.
that's
It was
the
fucking-
Birth Ritual one that I
fucking
missed.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Birth Ritual. That's right.
Yes, Birth Ritual also.
From Sapporo.
Yeah, I wanted to go to that because you had played Birth Ritual on a show we had recorded just previous to that.
Okay, I'm gonna play this card. Like, I think way more than anyone, I am probably the biggest Birth Ritual fan here.
Quite possibly.
I've been obsessed with this band since I bought their Kumagaya demo. Like, before I even had a record player.
How long ago
I
was
love, that? Oh, dude, I can't remember. It's like a long time ago. And then the one time they play in Tokyo, it's like, right, we're doing a rehearsal tonight. I'm like, oh, you're joking. Are you kidding? And obviously, being, with that band, it's kind of like, well, I have to kind of dedicate to that.
The new
so.
band of whose
Yeah.
name you will not mention.
Wait, that's public. We've talked about this before. That's public knowledge now, isn't it?
Well, I don't know if it is public knowledge, but it's fairly obvious. So
Seems like
you
it
guys
would
can,
have come up.
you guys
considering
can
some
figure
of the
it
guests
out,
we've
huh?
had.
Yes.
Yes, you internet detectives out there can go back, re-listen to all the old episodes.
Yes, please.
Well,
Put
or
together
what,
the trail of clues.
or what you could do is just like look for Tokyo bands with a 6'4" black guy with a Jean-Claude Van Damme
Tattoo on the back of his head.
wearing all leopard print.
And
Yes.
Spanx.
Yeah.
Leopard
And
print Spanx.
you'll find out which band I'm also playing for.
Yeah. On September 24th.
September 24th. Oh, well,
Oh,
there we
the
go.
next, that's the next Blood Right.
Yes, it is. At Nakano Moonstep.
Which
Ooh.
Pablo's coming to as well, right?
Of course.
We nailed it down. Now you
I'm
have
really
to come.
there.
Yeah. I think that makes it legal.
But so I actually know the German guy is the one who told, or his girlfriend is the one who told me this when we were at Earthdom seeing Birth Ritual. And I had no idea that this was the case. You came here to Japan because you're like Chile's #1 kendo fencer.
What?
Or something.
Who, Pablo?
Yeah.
What?
Right?
What?
No.
What's the story there?
Do you know Musashi, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
Musashi Miyamoto.
Musashi, yes.
Is
The
it
Japanese legendary swordsman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He left his family. He left his homeland
Right.
to
was
train
right
to
after
improve,
the,
to
the-
improve his strength.
Battle of Kumigaseki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Is that right?
Sekigahara, I thought.
There's
Sekigahara.
Seki and
Yeah.
Sekigahara.
Ah, okay.
He was on the losing side, I believe, in that
He
battle.
was.
That's our wet mouth sound. Catch him.
Hang on, wait.
Right.
Let's wait.
But keep going,
he's,
though.
He's
I
also.
didn't
yes.
even know you did kendo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or apparently Chile's greatest kendo fencer.
actually,
What?
I really sucks in kendo.
Okay.
But I'm still the greatest.
But
in Chile.
But there's some there's maybe a scholarship or something involved.
Yes, I was training in Chile, but I wanted to improve my level of kendo. So usually in Chile, the dojos, the kendo dojos, the very good dojos is on the capital city, in Santiago.
Yeah.
But I was living very far from Santiago. So I wanted to train like the real kendo with some Japanese people and
Yeah.
to see the difference.
Right.
also. So this was this opportunity to apply to a scholarship for 1
Is
year.
that how you first came over to Japan?
Yes.
Oh,
That
that's
was
awesome.
in 2010.
Wow, that's crazy. And it's funny. The place I'm not a big fan of, and in fact, Kaala's photographer Chris used to work at a place called Black
Chris
Shark.
Granum, great photographer. You can search for him
Amazing
online.
photographer.
Right. Yeah, he's getting better and better. But he used to work at a place called Black Shark in Waseda, near Zone B. And the guy who runs that is, I think he's Iranian, somewhere from it's either Iraqi or Iranian, but very similar to how you
Don't
got
want to get
here.
those two mixed up.
Right. But very similar to you, Pablo. He was also, I think it was karate, but he was like one of the guys from whichever country it is he's from that represented, like, you know, this I'm the guy who does karate from that country. Like, if you're into karate, you know me. And that's why he ended up moving to Japan, because he got a little bit older, and basically he got old and like couldn't do it anymore. But he started a metal bar, sort of thing. So that's
what
pretty
became Zone B.
No, it's near Zone B in Waseda, which is in Shinjuku. The place is called Black Shark. And I haven't seen. Actually, the last time I went there was a nationalist punk band playing.
Oh.
So like
I know I've been to Zone B a couple times. I don't know if I've ever been to Black Shark. Anyway, not long ago, we were talking about cultural capital of metal. Yes. You know, is it cool or whatnot? But in the research for that, I read a Wall Street Journal article. Matt, you know the article I'm talking about.
The one that we referenced in the baby metal thing?
Yeah, Neil Shah.
Yeah,
wrote
right.
it. And in that, it had mentioned that one of the weird things about metal, like globally, is that after like a very authoritarian regime falls, like it's like growing like a mushroom, like fungus, while that's going on. As soon as it falls, it springs up through the earth. And he had observed this happening in a number of different places all over the world.
Well, we saw it in East Germany as well.
Right, and it's like punk, hardcore, metal, all of them spring up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And because you're from Chile, and you remember Pinochet's reign, and you were also saying the other night a similar thing happened in Brazil as well.
Yeah, when the dictatorship finished in Brazil, it was like a very big party. So they made the Rock in Rio.
Is that why Rock in Rio started?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh, that was the one that you said like 200,000 people.
Exactly.
Well,
very crowded.
Queen played to 250,000 people.
Wow.
There.
Oh, I've seen that video.
When you see that video, that is obscene how many people there are. It's like an ocean.
I think the video that I've seen, if I'm not mistaken, is of Queen playing, and it's wild. There's so many people that they strike a chord or something, and it's one that you would like bob your head to, and you can see the speed of sound in the audience. It's like a wave of people headbanging. It's really cool.
Well, Pablo, how did you get into this kind of music? Were you in the capital of Chile, or were you out in the...
No, I was at that time when I got into metal. I was living in the north of Chile. Also,
Forgive my ignorance. Chile is the long, skinny one, right?
Yes, come on, man.
I get
like
that
a
confused with
scimitar
Argentina.
shape.
Yeah.
Right,
come
that's
on,
the cool
it's
way.
just below
That's the
New
cool
York.
way.
Longest country in the world.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's very thin and it's the longest.
So how did you get involved in this kind of extreme music?
Well, I have older sisters. They were into Latin rock and also into a little bit AC/DC. So a little bit in that kind of 80s heavy rock metal band. So I remember some of her friends have a very big tape like Wasp, Twisted Sister. So I was fascinated with the strength of the music. Was very different to the Latin rock. I was into Latin rock, some Spanish, usually
In
against the dictatorship.
If someone wanted to listen to some of the music you had been listening to previously, like this Latin rock, what were some of the bands?
There was this band called Los Prisioneros, which means the prisoners. It was a very popular, still very popular band, but was singing against the government, like in the middle of the street in Santiago.
Protest music.
Yes,
cool.
protest music.
And how about someone like Secos y Mijolas? Do you know those guys?
The look on your face is priceless.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'm still drunk, man.
Yeah.
Are you trying to speak Spanish?
See.
Secos and...
I think they were maybe Brazilian, so maybe not your thing. I'm not sure where they're from in South America, but...
All right, so you were into Latin rock. your older sisters, you find a tape with like Twisted Sister and Wasp and those guys.
Yes, AC/DC was at that time was Thunderstruck.
Yes, well, it's a
also
great song.
the glam Poison, also the Unskinny Buff.
Poison.
Yes, I was very into that. I think I was like 8 years old, something like that. But then I got into Judas Priest.
8 years old?
Yes.
Oh man, when I was 8 years old, I was listening to like my father's oldie tapes.
I was probably listening to No Doubt's Tragic Kingdom.
Oh, man.
Oh,
my
shit.
God. So
That was the
sad.
first CD I ever. Actually, no,
No,
my
no,
my
it's-
grandfather bought it for me for Christmas.
My first CD, Spin Doctors. So
Ooh, that hurts.
Oh,
if
Jesus.
you
Okay,
want
I'm
to
gonna
call me baby.
Jean-Claude just kicked these guys in the head.
$20 billion.
So
Quit it.
why?
Okay.
So
But it was at that time, he started listening Iron Maiden, Motorhead, also Kiss, Judas Priest.
Was it popular where you were? Like, was it easily available?
It was starting to. I mean, in Santiago metal was already popular, but from back in the 80s.
But how were you getting the tapes?
in my city it was these friends, these older friends, they have some tape.
Okay.
You go to a record store, you could find some
Sure.
tapes,
Okay,
Sure.
yeah.
some released in Chile, like the most mainstream band, like Judas Priest.
were these like
Motorhead at that time.
compilation tapes, or could you pick up an album from Twisted Sister if you wanted to, or was it all like compilation stuff? Like,
Yes, you can find both some
okay.
compilation and also some Chilean edition of the albums.
all right. So and then how old were you when you joined Battalion?
In Battalion, I was like 20 maybe.
Oh, okay. So much
So
later.
We
Let's put a time frame on this. How old are you now?
I'm 36.
Okay, all right. So at 20, that was what, like 98 or something? 99?
Yes, when I formed Battalion it was 99.
Okay, all right.
Yes, I think I was like, yes, exactly. 20,
And,
20 years old.
Were you still out of the capital? Were you still out, or had you moved closer?
At that time, I was living in the south of Chile.
Still.
Yes.
Okay. And what was that?
I never live in the,
I'm
the
just
capital.
curious. Like, I just imagine, like, oh, well, I'm sure everything
No,
interesting
yeah.
happens at the capital.
So,
Actually, I hate Santiago, man.
so we opened with the Pentagram track.
Demoniac Possession.
Yeah. What I mean, obviously especially because they have obviously had quite a lot of interest recently. Bands like Atomic Aggressor are getting a lot of like press as well. I think they've signed to Hell's Headbangers. What bands at that time from Chile were you listening to?
Well, at a very young age, I was into the mainstream metal and rock, but when I got into the underground metal, I was maybe 14.
Yeah,
So
what
a lot
bands
of
drew
the
you in?
Chilean cult bands were already extinct. There were a little band around still, but it was like a new generation, like second to third generation of Chilean metal bands. So I missed the first part of the explosion of the metal. But at that time, I've been living in many different cities in Chile. So every time I moved to another city, I got like into the local scene. So
Oh, that's awesome.
meeting
That's
the
really
local metalheads, so always discovering new bands. When I was 14, I still remember, by accident, I got into this metal store, have some underground fanzine. It was the first time I got into buying some fanzine, man. So I love the for Chilean bands, or the demos of that year was, wow, this is a new world, man. So I got into the deepest underground at that time.
At 14.
The deepest, darkest.
Yes, it
corner
was.
of-
I'm
Atomic
trying to picture
Aggressor.
a 14-year-old Pablo, and I'm just picturing like just a smaller version of the Pablo. That's
Yeah,
before
that's-
me.
With
Higher
short
shorts,
hair,
yeah.
yeah.
with the mustache and the goatee.
With a very big Iron Maiden shirt. Was a skinny little guy.
This would have been when you were 14. This would have been early 90s, right?
Yes. So yeah, at the beginning of the 90s, the metal was pure aggressiveness. Was certain people were starting into the occult, but usually it was more like anger, like
right.
against religion, against the government.
Yeah. We were talking
It's
the other
like
night.
punk.
You know how Christianity, huge deal down in South America. I don't know if you guys knew that. They're really into this Jesus Christ guy. But
I had my suspicions.
Yeah.
and you were saying like that's where a lot of like the pro Satan, like Satan
Exactly.
comes from. Just it's a
Usually-
pure revolt against the oppressive religious.
But the early
mindset.
stage of Chilean metal was more kind of just rebellion.
Just raw rebellion.
Yes, like just like alcohol, going against the establishment. That
Sex,
kind of
drugs, and
stuff.
rock and roll.
Yes.
You know.
But after that, maybe on the middle end of the 90s, start to flourish the more the occult stuff, like more taking more one step beyond,
like
more into the deep
like
shit.
Rebellion
Of the stuff.
2.0. Like okay,
Yeah,
wow, let's get
Rebellion
really
and-
weird.
Was it easy to find? Because I mean, 14 for me was like the same age where it was like, oh wow, these are cool bands. I want to find out more. If I didn't live in the middle of nowhere in England.
Well, that's the same age that it happened to me too. 14 is
Yeah,
is
I mean,
the
no
age.
doubt, Tragic Kingdom.
Yeah. No, that was 8. That was 8. That was 8.
That was the
was
portal
8.
for a lot of people.
That was
Yeah, that
8
was the
years old.
gateway.
No,
gateway
14 years old. It was hard to find, but there was always like 1 or 2 or 3 people who, for whatever reason, you're friends with, and they'll be like, "Oh, hey, no, tonight actually there's this show over here."
Oh, for me, I resisted it for another 14 years when I was until I was, and then another 6 years on top of that until you finally made me. Go
Yeah,
start
no,
going.
I did not give up on that.
We've gone on the assumption that like by underground we think of like a thriving underground, but as Pablo's just been kind of explaining, like it may not have been that thriving. Was it like a vibrant underground with loads of people, or was it? I personally think kind of almost like the Tokyo underground, where it's like there's a core few, but at a push you could probably count maybe 300-400 heads as being part of the Tokyo heavy metal underground.
So how popular was this music at the time? How easy was it for you to further explore this new
In
world?
Santiago was very popular, but in the other cities was there were always a small group of people very deep into.
What are you
Stop
laughing?
being so drunk, dude. It's like, come on.
Okay, so it was kind of
So
similar to
damn it,
Tokyo.
we've
At
lost
that time,
Pablo
so
now
at
as
that
well.
at that time, I was already into Creator, Slayer, Megadeth, Metallica, a lot of that kind of Entre, Sodom, Cannibal Corpse. You were talking
Yeah,
the other
with
day.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that did not happen.
But it kind of did. It
I'm
kind of
watching
did.
that movie tonight.
What bands were super popular in Chile? Like, what Chilean underground bands
Well,
were
like-
popular at this time?
Like Tom said, was Atomic Aggressor.
Yes, and they
Pentagram.
rule. They absolutely
Pentagram
rule.
were already like a cult band. There was another band called Necrosis. They had they appeared, by the way. Necrosis appeared in a lot of Japanese fanzine.
Mhm.
The time
Really?
they
Was there-
released an album through a Brazilian label in vinyl.
Was there a reason for that? Like, why were they featured so much?
Maybe because they were very active in spreading the demos and the album at that time.
So basically,
Japanese
it worked.
metalhead at the beginning of the 90s were also very deep. Like, do you know the
Oh, Kimura.
Kimura? Yes.
Kimura-san. Yeah, right.
Yeah, he had a fanzine also.
Yeah, he
that
does
time.
Bloodbath Records, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, who is also
okay,
one
he's-
of the
he's a nice
happiest-
The
dude.
Koiwa Death Fest, right?
Yeah.
Is that his? Does he run Koiwa Death Fest?
Yeah.
I didn't know. And that's...
He's chubby.
Yeah,
guy.
he's a
very
portly
The
nice
same,
guy.
the same.
a portly fellow.
At least he's not surly.
Not at all.
So this would have been like mid '90s. We're talking, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like pre-internet times, was there like a lot of
Well,
circulation of like South American and general metal? Were bands
Well,
touring? Like, were you hearing bands from Brazil, bands from Argentina, bands from Colombia?
Brazilian metal was very popular in Chile also.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
okay.
Like
Colombia
94?
metal was also, but it was more underground, more
Because
hard to find.
Last night you and I were talking
Yes.
about Witch Trap
Exactly.
a little bit. And actually, I think that's one of the few Colombian. I don't know the Colombian scene that well.
One like Massacre.
Yeah,
Colombia?
massacre. Yes, there's one massacre from Colombia. There was also a Chilean massacre, but the Colombia is the more famous because they also released a split with Profanatica to Osmos Record.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean that whole scene, because obviously you had someone like Sarcophago and Sepultura, but like a long time before, like I was listening to them, like they were big. I remember Beneath the Remains being in a Tower Records when I was like 12 or something, and thinking like, whoa, that is the coolest front cover, and my friend buying it, and I actually stole the CD off him because I really liked it so much. Because it was so good. I'm really sorry,
I will
John.
keep that
I'm
in
really
mind.
Sorry, John.
Thou shalt not covet.
And when you look at, there's a lot of things like Compilation of Death, like a lot of these compendiums of fanzines now, and they really were. They were going out of their way to search for things that were out of the way. Like they were doing the whole kind of tape trading with people in Brazil, that kind of thing. And I'm sure if we can manage to get him, a certain person from Napalm Death will tell us that
yes.
that he was doing exactly the same
Right.
thing.
Well-
They were finding all these bands. It's just that, did you get a good copy of it, or did you get the like 100th dub of it, where you literally could not hear what was going on?
So, by the way, the song that we listened before, the Pentagram and Demoniac Possession, Napalm Death, they recorded that song.
Really?
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
How about that?
So when did you start playing the music? You said you joined Battalion when you were in your early 20s.
I have no talent to play any instrument.
which is
So
why
Yeah,
you're in
you
a
do.
band.
You're pretty
Yeah.
good. You're pretty good. Neither do I.
So I started singing with Battalion. Well, actually, I remember Battalion was my second band. My first band was one called Sarcasm.
Oh, really?
Yes, but I rehearsed like 2 or 3 times, and that's it.
Does that really count?
Yeah,
Was
actually,
there was there like a band?
school band? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
By the
was there a
first real band
or
was
a
Battalion.
show that made you like okay, now I want to do this. Like I want to get up on stage. I want to do this.
When I started with Battalion, we just want to make music. At that time, we didn't care to make some gig, but it's not important. We want to create some stuff and spread hate.
Yes,
globe.
yes,
Split some
yes.
heads.
Spread hate through the globe.
But the
Rock
first
and roll.
time we played was like, oh,
This is
very
great.
good, very good feeling. Oh, I would like to keep doing this.
No.
Shit.
Yeah.
Can I curse, right?
Right. Well, we'll edit it out.
Yeah.
You'll sound Jean-Claude will come over.
Yeah, that's why he's there, like doing the splits and shooting chairs right now.
We could
okay.
use those chairs, Jean-Claude. All right, I'm standing right now.
I
wish-
need them to do the splits,
He has a very scary face, man.
He does, doesn't he?
but it's beautiful.
But that's why we have him here.
No, he's got leading man good looks. I
he does,
thought he could have had a real good acting career, legitimate acting career, but
Who did Jean-Claude Van Damme? Are you saying that he could have had a really good acting career?
legitimate acting
The
career.
guy
Had
who
he
is-
tried.
I know what he's talking about.
Oh, okay, all right.
These are not
like
good
Sylvester
movies.
Stallone, a la Copland, or that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
Okay, all right, Pablo, you've chosen us some tracks for today. Thank you very much, because that makes our job like that.
Oh my God, so much
little
easier.
bit easier.
Yeah.
I think there's a Battalion track on there as well, right?
Yes, that track is the only studio track that we record with Battalion.
Oh, really?
Okay, and what's it called?
It's called The Weight of the Sword.
The Weight of the Sword.
Yes, which means kendo in Japan.
Right. The way of the sword.
The Way of the Sword. Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
all right. Well, we're going to play that. This is Battalion, featuring Pablo on... What were you playing?
I was singing.
Just
Only
singing.
vocals.
Just singing.
And we've got some other tracks as well. I think I saw a Yoshida Brothers on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
The shamisen,
a
right?
Magane?
Shamisen, oh, Magane, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe since we're doing a South American theme, maybe some.
Neuroticos.
Yeah, why not? I'm sure
Maybe
one of us can
I-
scare up a track or two.
Yeah, Aaron mentions like I'm wearing a Neuroticus t-shirt at the moment. They were really, really good as well. So right, let's sign out with Battalion. We'll do a couple more tracks and enjoy the rest of your time listening to Kaala Radio. Thank you. Sorry, thank you.
The worst stage whisper ever.
Yeah.
Don't do the thank yous.
Yeah, no, thank you, Aaron. And obviously, as when it comes to this time and we sign out with a bit of music, we'd like to say thank you to Pablo.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Pablo.
much for coming, man.
My pleasure, man.
Yeah, cool. It's,
And
it's like amazing you could make it.
Let
me
me
here,
note
man.
that the happy little happening that that happened is
That's how I describe my
yes.
orgasms. To be honest. The
Happy little what?
happening.
Le Petit Mort.
Pablo and I are now playing in Baphomet together.
Oh, that's right. We didn't even talk about that.
Yes.
Matt Wetmouth Sound Ketchum
Yeah.
is the new second guitarist for
First guitarist.
Only guitar.
Only guitar.
and that he bought your leather vest. It was a very nice
Yes,
looking
yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm waiting for it
Yeah.
to not get get less hot, because right now we are in the midst of
God, it
Japanese Tokyo summer and it's awful.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Bitch, I love that jacket, man.
and have we got a Baphomet
guarantee.
track we can put on after that? We probably
Let's
have
do the
that.
new song. Let's do the new song.
Ah, the new
The
song.
new
yeah.
song's
So you
awesome.
have to record it and then put it
Oh,
on.
we have we have an iPhone recording, so it's
Great. Well, I'm sure viewers, you'll look forward to that
Small
quality.
jam session. The new song.
Although
So holding the phone up to the
yeah,
mic.
Yep.
You know what? I can't really talk because one of the tracks I've chosen tonight is Deaf Master, and it is recorded off a terrible 7-inch. But it's a really, really cool track. But anyway, thank you, Pablo. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Wetmouth. And thank you. Oh, it's so gross. And as always, thank you very much to Taka at Studio Chaos.
Yes. Thank you,
for
Taka.
recording us and for
Taka's
putting
the
up
man.
for us. And let's sign out with some Steven Seagal. No, I kid you not. This is Batallion!
folks. You just heard Crowley with, I believe that was Stalker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Quite
And what's next? Something a little unusual, yes?
Unusual, I guess, if you're expecting only the best of Japanese extreme underground music.
Which you normally should.
Yes, you really should. But we do try to experiment a little bit. So coming up next, we've got a little duo from the deep north of Hokkaido known as the Yoshida brothers. They their kind of thing is they play shamisen, specifically a type called the Tsugaru shamisen or Tsugaru jamisen.
Is that bigger than a typical shamisen?
I think it's bigger. I can't recall exactly, but it's still
For
a
those
shamisen.
of you unfamiliar, a shamisen is like a Japanese banjo. I think it's only 3 strings.
Yeah, 3 strings with just a completely...
It's very strange to
Yeah.
play. Very strange. We've both tried and failed.
Yeah, miserably, really.
Yes.
I gave up probably about...
And
2
which
minutes after
Yoshida
the-
Brothers track are we playing?
This is, despite the somewhat traditional sound it has, this is Overland Blues.
Probably not a pentatonic scale to be found in that song, but we'll see. right, folks, that was Catafalco you just heard. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And that was their song Entrance / Ancient Invocations.
Yes, you said that with such enthusiasm.
And what's next? What do we got next?
This is
What's next, Matt? Tell us what's next.
Well, let me tell you, this is one of my personal favorites, and I think it's probably a lot of heavy metal fans' favorites, at least from Japan. This is Metalucifer, who have produced such wonderful albums as Heavy Metal Chainsaw, Heavy Metal Bulldozer.
That's right. I was looking for the album title that this track appears on, and I was like, oh, these are all heavy metal machines.
Yes,
this comes from Heavy Metal Drill.
Yes, the Heavy Metal Drill, that is correct. This is Monster of the Earth.
I'm a creature in the eye of the sea, soaring into moon. You are God-shaking creatures, can beast. By the summer warmth of the sea, risen into the smoke air. You are angry, dangerous, something else. I use from hell.
that track you just heard was from, and I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Acero Letal, which in Spanish means
Lethal Steel.
completely fitting for the episode, because as we learned, Pablo is an accomplished swordsman, apparently.
That's true, yes, yes.
We were all shocked and surprised to hear that, except for you, who apparently knew that beforehand.
Yeah, but I only knew that like a few weeks prior. I had no clue.
Wow. And we've both known, well, you've known Pablo, I don't know how long, but I've known him at least an entire year.
A few, probably 3 years, something like that.
Well, you just learn new stuff about your friends every day.
Sure do.
Now, our last two tracks, Matt, I'm going to let you introduce them.
The next one coming up is a little band called Imbaru.
Now, I want you to put like a nice hot Latin
Oh, really? Okay.
accent on this title.
The next track we've got coming up is from a band by the name of Imbaru.
And what track is it?
This is, I'm probably butchering this, but I'll have fun while doing it anyway. This track is called Entre, Raíces, Silencios.
I like it. And after that, Yokohama Ginbae, right?
Yes, yes. We have Yokohama Ginbae with Tsuppari High School Rock and Roll, which more or less means really high school rock and roll. Or
Totally high school.
totally
rock
high
and
school
roll.
rock and roll.
Awesome. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the music. A lot of these tracks were chosen by Pablo, so if you hate them, you can go ahead and blame him, not
Not our
us.
fault.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, we're glad Pablo had a chance to come on, and we hope to get him back soon, because I have liked a lot of the tracks he brought with him, and I hope you did too. All right. Bye-bye.
See ya.
今日も元気に土管を決めたら洋ラン背負ってリーゼント Everybody high to rock and roll Everybody high to rock and roll そりも入れたし弁当も持ったし可愛いあの子はくるくるパーマに長めのスカート引きずって Everybody high to rock and roll Everybody high to rock and roll お手手つないで駅まで幸せ駅に着いたらとっぽい兄ちゃんと何のくれ合い飛ばし合い Everybody high to rock and roll Everybody high to rock and roll タイマン張りましょう赤手ぶ同士で母ちゃんそんな心配すんなよ勉強嫌いな俺だけどさ人にはそれぞれあった道ってもんなんだよもっと優しく大きな愛で気弱な僕を包んでほしいななんだ赤くあと豆をねんかよガスだと食い込んだあれ料理じゃない電車に乗ったら便所に駆け込み一駅だけのハッピータイムEverybody high to rock and roll Everybody high to rock and roll 火のないところに煙を立てて電車を飛び降り改札抜けたら学校まではもうなしゃ Everybody high to rock and roll Everybody high to rock and roll またまた遅刻で今日も